What's up, yo? Been like 24 days since I live streamed, bud. Look at me. I don't think I shaved since then, bud. Where we at? Where we at? Freaking hot out here. Wait, Tupac, what up? I'm not in Cornwall, bud. I'm out of town right now. It's just chemicals we're using. The chemicals we're using to spray weeds, they can only go till you can only use them till it's too hot. So yesterday and today, my work day got cut short. Oh yeah. It's hot. I'd have to check what the actual temperature is. 31 degrees right now. I took a nap after work today. Worked from like 5:30 to 11ish, I'd say. And or 11:30 or something. It's just too hot. Mr. Black, what up? Yeah, guys, I haven't streamed in like 24 days, so I thought I'd keep myself active, you know. Just chilling, working. We'll blaze something here. Give me a second. Alright, here. Windy out here. Bill Bong Matt, what up? Yeah, guys, right here. Here's my view. Let me switch the camera here. Balloon, what up, guys? Oh yeah, I heard in like Nova Scotia and shit, they got like restrictions on people can't even go in the forest. They got like some people got like $28,000 fines just for going in the forest or something. We need a beard trim. How was Montreal? Okay, so for those who don't know, because I haven't said anything about it, yeah, Heartbeats and I broke up like over a month ago. This was after I paid for the trip, like for the accommodations for her and her son to stay in Montreal. It was supposed to be a trip where they could go and I'd visit on weekends. I did break up with her, and I kept my word on paying for the trip. So, I still gave her spending money after $1,500 in spending money. I only went up there for one weekend, not this weekend, not the one that just passed, but the weekend before. I went up there. I got the Friday off, so I had a long weekend. So I went up, banged her out a bit, and came home. And then since then, I asked her a couple questions about some of her past and stuff like that, and she actually lied to me, and I have proof of it. So I haven't been talking to her since. She's completely blocked. So that's all I'm going to say on the issue. But yeah. Relic, what up? Yeah, it's unfortunate. But like, it just took a while to see some true colors and shit, so whatever. But yeah, I don't really give a fuck right now. I will say that. Like, whatever. That's all I gotta say. Like, it's like during a relationship, you know, when you ask people about their past and stuff like that, you like, you know, you got to take them for their word, right? You got to take them for their word. If you ask about something, you don't have proof to what they're saying, you got to believe them. But then, like, you know, eventually, if you're the lion type, eventually you'll get caught. And then once you get caught lying, when I have the proof, then it's kind of like, well, how can I believe anything else you've ever said? So yeah, I just don't want that near me. So, you know what I'm saying? But I didn't break up with her because she was lying. I broke up with her for something completely different. I'm not getting into the details this time. I'm not trying to make it part of the script. You know, you guys already seen me through like breakup devastation mode. That was fine to share with you guys. You know, I guess like how this relationship like came back together. I don't think it was really under the right circumstances, and she never really proved anything different to me. So just had enough. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say on it. Whatever, it's not a big deal. But I feel like I just don't give a fuck, really. Like I'm kind of back to that mindset. You know what I mean? Like, you know, just as an example, it was like a parting gift for her and her son. I spent like over a month's salary on that trip. You know, I feel good about that. Because it's providing her son with new experiences and whatever. You know, so that was cool. I went out. I'm keeping my head high. You know, found out like more of what type of person she is, and I don't want that anywhere near me. So, are we getting stoned today? Yeah, I got a little something here. It's a Death Bubba strain, 31%. Well, that's the thing, Mr. Black. It's been over a month. It's been over a month since I broke up to her. I didn't want to come on the show and involve that while, like, during that phase. I kind of did last time we broke up, so... No, I've been all good. Man. Like... I don't know. I might just operate better as a human being. You know, at least more fun as a human being, like, being single and shit, you know? It's just different circumstances than last time, but yeah, I don't like care about much right now, like, or I haven't really been caring about too much, you know, which is good for Frosty. It's good for Frosty. I'm just gonna say, like, you know, I'm still working, so I can't like go completely buck wild right now. You know what I mean? But I'm probably only working for another like month and a half or something, you know. Season's coming to an end. I think we're pretty busy. Scuff Frank. Yeah. It's not about that. Like poking holes. It's not about that. But, nah. Just like free flowing, you know? I'm supposed to get my driver's license in like 2 weeks. A little over 2 weeks. But my buddy who's going to lend me his vehicle, he said he can't do it anymore. So I either gotta find someone else with a vehicle to lend me for that day, or I just reschedule it. It's not really that urgent. Maybe I'll just see what the reschedule dates are. Talked to Landon lately. He messaged me like last week, I think, a little bit. Yeah, kind of keep in touch. So what kind of work have I been doing? So right now I'm spraying wild parsnip again. When I've sprayed it like earlier in the season, but now we go to like places where there's still some growing. It's very persistent weed Fortunately, it's noxious as well, so it needs to go, and it spreads like crazy. It spreads like crazy. So it comes in like 3 different phases. There's like a beginning phase where it's a seedling, and then it starts. There's a second phase where it starts flowering into these like yellow flowers kind of thing, and those will eventually produce seeds. And there's like the third phase when it's like kind of like seeding, I guess, and like dying at the same time. So we're at end phase for most of the plants, but like but there's still seedlings everywhere. Like it still, I don't know, it grows. It's crazy. I've done some sidewalks. You know, the cracks in the sidewalks for some places. They want that done in their public walkways. So done that. Like I did pretty much a whole city one time. Small city. It took like 3 days. Me and my partner on foot. Anyway, backpacks. Anyway. Did some wooded parkways where like me and our partner like drove in this mechanical vehicle with like, I don't know, like I'm not know what this shit's called, but like fucking, you know, it's like a tank, you know, they call it a side by side or something, I don't know, whatever that is. So anyway, we go through all the paths in this fucking wooden place. We're taking out parsnip if we see it, or this like dog strangling vine, they call it. Dog strangling vine. If you don't get it under control, it can actually get strong enough to strangle small dogs, you know, so. Excuse me. I ate some Popeye's chicken earlier. It's pretty good. So yeah, guys, it's been a while since I streamed. You guys can see how I let myself go. Look at me. I keep getting called a Lorax by this dude on my team. Do I look like a Lorax? God damn it. Kip, try and fix it. Whoa, Oliver Jabroni. Oh, did I miss a whole bunch of chats out there? Too hot to work and too drunk to fuck. Yeah, so what up, guys? Rip Ozzy, yeah. Snorlax. Yo, I slept. After work yesterday, I slept 14 hours. Rip Hulk Hogan, yeah, that happened too, right? Snorlax. Oh, no, I get it. Snorlax will not approve spraying nature. Yeah, they've been tying that into the nature as well or something. I don't know, man. I don't know. Yeah, and then after work today, I mean, it's been hot outside. It's been like all sunny and like very hot. But I took a nap after work today. We were done by like 11:30. Went and got some weed. We went and got some smokes. We got some energy drinks. Again, we've got some Popeyes, and then I smoked a joint, and I fucking took a nap. I haven't been smoking much weed, so you know. But did I get my license? Not yet. I've had the appointment for my driving test, my road test booked. It's in like 2.5 weeks. But a slight obstacle has come up in that way, in that my buddy who was going to lend me their vehicle to do the test, he said he can't do it that day. He needs his vehicle at that time of the day. So, yeah. I got to either find someone else to lend me their vehicle, or I need to reschedule the appointment for their soonest available date. supposed to rain tomorrow. Yeah, there's possibility of rain today too. I'm in like the Ottawa region right now. But it's fucking hot. This one chemical, we have to stop using it at 29 degrees. So, or else it becomes like volatile or something. It can like, yeah, so I don't know. So we did that. Hopefully I can get it figured out. Well, yeah, there's not really any like urgency on getting my license. Like the whole reason I was getting my license was because my previous employer, my previous job, Asplund, they said they might not be able to rehire me this year if I wasn't at least in the process of getting my license. You need to be able to drive a truck, and like that's when I was like being considered as a foreman and all this shit. And so I went to get my license. And then this place, I've just let them know that I will have my license available. But the season's almost over anyway, so I don't think I'm going to need it. Like, none of the jobs that are left that have already been booked will have me just driving anything, you know? So I don't think it's an urgency to get it done immediately. Like, One thing I've been doing is I've been binge watching Long Island Audit. I don't know if you guys watch that. He's one of the bigger audit like First Amendment audit channels where he live streams or he mostly records and then edits the video together. But there's a lot of like just, you know, constant footage. But he's good. He's really good at the auditing because he's not like a douchebag about it unless they're a douchebag to him. MT, what up? Yeah, it's good. He's good. And it just makes me think see the thing is, in Canada the laws are different than in the States. So you can't get away with a lot of the stuff that he gets away with. Even though there are very similar provisions in our Charter of Rights and Freedoms, which is similar to the U.S. Constitution, or the Constitution of the United States of America, I should say. So, like, for instance, in Ontario, like, you can get trespassed off of public property. Like, there are laws. Now, maybe yes, there's a smart way to do it that I'm not seeing. You know, because he's always like conducting official business while he's on public property, and then he's also recording for because he's a journalist. So he always says he's taking film and video, which is allowed, not freedom of press, and that's also allowed it specifically says freedom of press. But like when I was doing my shit, if I would have went to the cop shop and like tried to get inside, I know like how it is, and like that wouldn't have flew. Maybe if I was doing a freedom of information request, maybe. But or like, you know, like I definitely would have got arrested if I actually went through some of my plans, like the protest I was planning while singing my songs, like in the cop parking lot and shit. That wouldn't have flew. They would have got me right out of there. Do you guys remember that stream where I went in like the middle of the night with my projector and I tried to set it up on their fucking wall outside, a little protest video? I can't believe I actually did that, and they didn't say jack shit. They didn't come out. They didn't do anything. And then my projector, I had that little generator, right? That I had a regular prong into, almost like a battery powered inverter or whatever. And I fucking, oh my god, the projector wasn't strong enough to be able to view any image on there. Yeah. Man, I tried some stuff. Like when I compare myself to like some of these like audit videos or audit guys or whatever, like I've like tried to do stuff, and like like, I wasn't influenced by them. I wasn't watching those guys at that time, you know what I mean? I was just trying to do what I could. Yeah, I set up on the picnic table or something, or I don't know. There was that, this one was good. Like when I went to the cops to announce, to talk to them about facilitating my protest against them. That was funny. But it was COVID times and I couldn't get in the main area. So all I could do is record. All I could do is record the voice interaction. The voice interaction. How was Montreal? I only went for like 3 days. I explained a little bit earlier in the stream. Feel free to check it out. Yeah, so like I heard they put a picture of me up in the back of the courthouse to like kind of like for them to keep their eyes out for me or whatever. I don't know why, but I guess I can see why. They were just kind of advising them, and like some of the points the Long Island audit makes, like that whole thing with the local police banning me from their Facebook, blocking me from their Facebook to comment and shit. Like they even said that was based on a policy. That wasn't based on a law. And like I was like, I would have had to do so much more. It would have cost me a lot more to fucking like. Anyway, yeah. But I was going somewhere with that. Well, I took it pretty far actually, running for mayor and running for mayor and putting like replacing the Cornwall Police as part of my platform. But I could have pushed that harder, like at the debates and stuff. I could have been like bringing that up and like not answering their questions and like like I should have made a little bit. I should have been better. There is a mayoral election next year. I don't know if I could. I don't think I could do that and work. It's too much. It's not even cool. Like my hair's not even fucking good anymore, guys. Like it's growing back all weird and shit. Amber, what up? Yeah, we just chilling out here. I'm just at my work location, and it's too hot to work. It's our second day in a row. I haven't streamed in like 24 days. So I like to keep my name active so they don't kick me off the IP2 network or something, like, I don't want to be like, I don't know if that even ever happens, but I just want to stay active, let you guys know I'm all right. I'm very scruffy. I'm being called a Lorax by my coworkers, or coworker. So it's just that the chemical we're spraying with, it doesn't work, or it's not good to use or something after 28 degrees. So 29 degrees, not feels like 29 degrees, like wherever the base temperature is, 29 degrees we have to stop. So yesterday we stopped, I'd say around 11, and today we stopped at around 11:30. And yesterday I was like feeling it, man. Like I don't know what the fuck. And then I slept like 14 hours yesterday. Like right after we got back back to the hotel, we had to wait to be able to check in after we were done, which is fine because we got paid for it. And fucking then we checked in. I took a shower and I fucking went to bed. But I think I'd say I have about 4 to 6 weeks of work left in the season. I'm pretty sure I'll have enough hours to be qualified for employment insurance. I'm pretty sure. I don't know if you guys know, like that was a big theme of me getting the job last year, is whether I was going to get enough hours, and I did end up getting enough hours. I did some extra work. after the spray season was over. I did fire protection for like a month or something on the rails. How hot is it in Fahrenheit? I'd have to check, and I'm using the YouTube app. I don't know how this works when I fucking go and use another app, but feel free to Google it. Probably not that hard. But it's been like 33. It's been like 33 like at the peak temperature. Like the temperature, like that's early in the day still. We stop and then today I was able to go back to air conditioning after I went indulged a bit. Started buying some weed, smokes, energy drinks, and Popeye's chicken. I took a fucking nap. Got a 3-piece meal, gravy. $18 for that shit. $18. And to 11. Rails all summer. That was last year when I worked on rails. Audio fucked up. Sorry. I had my I had my finger on the fucking microphone. Sorry about that. That was my bad. I was just holding the phone in a weird way. So working rails. That was last year. I've done all kinds of different types of spraying this year. Like lots. I don't really want to say which ones exactly, but all different types. Okay. But I will say, like, right now, I'm spraying wild parsnip again. So. Yeah. And lately, like a couple weeks ago, I did dog strangling vine. That was a new one. Dog strangling vine. So we went and like tracked it down in like these paths, these wooded paths. And there's like just big patches of it. And if you don't control it, so like people walk their dogs and shit. And yeah, some guy even asked me. I didn't even know why it was called that. But some civilian, you know what I mean? They asked me why it's called dog strangling vine, and I didn't know. And he had some dogs with him. But it makes sense if it spreads like crazy, and like if you don't get it under control, it just strengthens. It's like low to the ground, and unless it's climbing up something. But like anyway. You've never had a parsnip or heard of parsnip? Yeah, I never really did either. I mean, I heard kind of a little, like I heard the name before, I guess, but I never really paid attention to seeing it. But now that I see it and know it, it's fucking everywhere, bud. It's like everywhere. Like I've done properties. I did a property where the guy's property was ordered by the municipality or the county or whatever to get it under control. And like they grow big too. Like I've seen like fucking 12-foot ones, like maybe more. They can spread thousands of seeds. Every single plant can spread thousands of seeds. So obviously they don't all survive when it comes down to flowering and spreading, but you don't need that many out of that, you know. It's like the flowers like shooting their sperm. But like the problem with it is so it's along a lot of public walkways and shit, right? So like if you rub into it and get it sap on you, it can create like these burns on your skin that like become like stronger in the sunlight. Like, you know what I mean? So if you get them on like your arms or your hands, whatever, I'm not going to stay with you for a while. Some people it stays with them for a while. Frosty the parsnip hunter. Well, you can't just go spraying herbicides around because you willy-nilly because you fucking think you're a superhero, okay, bud? Like, it doesn't work like that. I could maybe probably go and pick the plants by hand, but that's just stupid. I would have to wear gloves and like fucking, you know what I mean? And take out a whole fucking, and then I gotta consider it's not my property that I'm taking these weeds off of. What if I wouldn't be able to do private property, so I'd have to do public property, and like maybe the city doesn't want it pulled or something, and like, you know, it's kind of like maybe they like the look of the yellow flower or some shit, and I don't know, and I doubt it, but you know, like you can't just go like pulling all the fucking plants out of the ground from the property if you're not allowed, like, you know, like I don't think you can do that. I don't know. Are you allowed to like self-maintain public property? I don't think so. Like you just bring out a weed whacker or something? First contact. Yeah, here's my little view right here. A little bit of water over there. Yeah, guys. Whoa. So if I get my driver's license, that'll be cool. Like the sooner for streaming purposes, the sooner the better, I guess. Because then I can rent a vehicle and we can just go on a trip. You know, I should be all right. As long as I get enough hours for EI, everything's gonna be Gucci, man. You know what I mean? And I think I will. I started earlier this year, but I haven't really had that much overtime. Last year I had a lot of overtime, but I should be working like an extra month anyway, so maybe more. Anyway, whatever. I ran the numbers and I ran what's expected and how long I'm expected to work, and I put 4 more weeks from now in my calculator, and yeah, I think I should have enough. E-bike rides. Yeah, so fuck that fucking thing was expensive, but I guess I wouldn't really need, to tell you the truth, as good of one if I was to buy another one, which I could do, but then winter's coming up and you can't, you know. I think I should more focus on like getting my own place. I think an e-bike is like, you know, I'm not exactly in the same situation I was before when I got that e-bike. It's not exactly the same. You know, like I kind of like was doing a lot more streaming for my livelihood, you know, so like, you know, that was one of the main reasons I got that bike, was to be able to like do extra content, like better content and travel and stuff like that. You know, it's not really that necessary right this second, I don't think. I think I need to focus on getting my own place. I think I have a potential. I have an offer with a couple places for different things, basically, you know, or maybe I'll just stay at the place I'm at. But I don't know. I'm kind of like don't give a fuck mode right now, to tell you guys. You know what I mean? I'm just like working, and then like whatever. I don't really have like distinct plans for the future right now. I am hanging out with my daughter this weekend coming up. I'm taking her to a local show, same one we went to last year. So I'll probably trim my beard, like just to like not look like a super bum with my daughter, you know. But yeah, I'm doing that this weekend. Yeah, I gotta check out the scheduling and maybe ask a couple people if I can use their vehicle for the 29th. So my driving test is. Yeah, get a nice apartment. Lots of streaming potential over the holidays. So here's the situation I'm in. If I do things by the book, which I always do, okay, like MC Frosty is still my self-employment. It's just like more of a side hustle right now, even though I haven't been doing it too much. It's still always there. So it is considered work because I still do my taxes with that as well. You know what I mean? It's still and I still do it. You know what I mean? Like I'm monetizing the stream, for instance. You know what I mean? Like I'm just saying, like. So, the rule is while you're on employment insurance is if you work more than 28 hours in a week doing whatever, no matter how much money you make, if you report working over 28 hours, which I do, so you're not eligible for employment insurance that week. They just hold on to it, because you get qualified for X number of weeks, and if you use them, you use them. If you don't use them, then they stay there, and you use them anytime you need them over the next year, to tell you the truth. So and that happened to me where I reported over 28 hours, like in between my job and between the time I got approved for EI, I had streamed over 40 hours a couple weeks, so I reported that, and I didn't get some payments. So, well, I got them eventually, but I'm just saying I didn't get them right away. So, Metal Festival, yeah. But I could at least do 28 good hours a week, because when I think about it, even though I've streamed like all week long at times, or like all day long or whatever, there's only like, a small percentage of quality stream, time, I guess, maybe, I don't know, whatever. Actually, you know what, I was smoking under JJ. Hey. So yeah, guys, another summer of work. Job's not that bad, so like whatever. But nice. There we go. Yeah. Now the time is to like save up money, I guess. A little bit of a fucking nest eggs for like right after. Make sure I get onto EI. I don't know how much EI I'll get. You know what I mean? I think I'm making a little bit less. I don't know. I'm making more per hour. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe the money doesn't really have to do with it. It's more the hours. But yeah, okay, I don't know. I think last year I got like something like around $1,800 per month, maybe $2,000. I don't know, somewhere around there. Maybe it was $2,000. I don't know. That'd be nice. $2,000's enough for me. But if I get my own place, at some point, that's gonna be like at least $1,000 just for a 1-bedroom, at least, I think. You know, I don't know. I haven't really looked in a while. Probably more. I don't know. How do you unsubscribe? Subbed by mistake. I think it's the exact same way you subbed, to tell you the truth. It was a very similar process. Got it. Thanks. So you unsubscribed and then you came back to respond again. I appreciate that. You know what I mean? You gave a little bit back to the channel while you're leaving, or maybe you just don't want to be notified about it. Oh, you're still here. You're still here. So really, you should probably subscribe again. You know what I mean? You're still showing interest. You know what I mean? There's a glimmer of hope that I might entertain you a little bit. You smiled and you laughed. Yeah, made you laugh. Does Cornwall have trailer parks? Yeah, I think there's a couple. Buy a damn trailer. Yeah, that's money, bro. Be unlimited content. Fate subscribed you. Yeah, so like that's a life commitment, man. To do like fucking to get back into streaming, you know, and like. I could probably do it, but like, the truth is, guys, I believe that like with live streaming to like be able to provide quality content, just like anything in this world, it costs money. It costs a little bit of money to be able to fucking go on trips and fucking get e-bikes and fucking, you know, even like get, you know, educational trips, streams, you know what I mean? All this is a little bit extra than just running it with no sorry, there's people walking by right now.
I'm following Abby. We're just sitting here.
Alright, sorry. Yeah, so there's always a little bit of a cost. So what I'm saying is if I was to go MC Frosty full time again, I would probably do it with like a little bit of a bucket of money first, you know what I mean? But like dudes, you gotta always remember too, like I was like enrolled in social services while I was doing only really after the pandemic. After the pandemic, I was receiving pandemic money, so which is also government money. But I always had a safety net. I always had a safety net of government money to cover my ass in case streaming didn't work financially at all. Which most of the time it did. It always helped. You guys were very gracious and generous, you know. So for me to like get back into that, and that means I'd have to find a place. Which the place I'm living right now is cheap enough to do that. It's not much more than when I was at Nancy's, but it's just not the same environment where I can like just open up the camera everywhere in the house and stuff. You know, I want to give my roommates privacy there. So that's why I haven't. Hey buddy. Hey buddy. Hey buddy. There's a dog right here. Hey buddy. Yeah, that's cool. He's nice. So, have a good one. Sense wormy. What up? So yeah, guys, like for what I wanted to do. Smoke that smoke. I still have my ear. Oh, I still got my ear. Okay. So, you know what I mean? Like, I was already set up on welfare, like, before I started live streaming, right? So, not for very long. Maybe like 5 months or something. Well, like, for me to, like, get back into that, so like, that's something. Okay, so if I got my own place, because I could afford it with, like, I do have that government money, backup money. I do because of EI. But so when I'm not working my job, but in my opinion, to do what I do, it takes more than 28 hours a week to really like fucking be awesome. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like just to have like a sleep stream going or whatever, you know, keep the camera on. Like there goes 12 hours in a week, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. But well, there's content that I can't really do anymore, that I'm not going to do anymore, because like playing my guitar with music. I almost got striked last time I did that. I think it was because of the Aerosmith, but so maybe I could still do other bands, but I'm not even going to try it. They warned me. I don't want to get another strike. Old School Dave, what up? Yeah, we just chilling out here. We're streaming, what, 45 minutes? Yeah, it's too hot to work because the chemicals don't work after a certain temperature, after 28 degrees, so we gotta stop at 29. And yeah, so that's the rest of the day. I haven't streamed in 24 days. But yeah, I binge watched Long Island Audit, what YouTube channel. I binge watched it. He's pretty good. He's pretty good at like just, you know, exercising his rights and whatever on camera. He's not a douchebag about it. If I tried stuff like that though in Cornwall, they would like fucking definitely trespass me, and they definitely arrest me. And I don't know. I wouldn't have the time. Well, I guess I would, but if I tried, but like, it takes time to like follow up on all like the complaints and like what for me to do that now. I already know my local police are like corrupt in like at least some way, because of how they fucking blocked me on Facebook and didn't even unblock me when I was a political candidate. You know what I mean? Like, that's fucking whack. Because of a policy. So anyway, audit Cornwall. What? Like damn. I feel like so disconnected from the MC Frosty. You know what I mean? I know it's the same. I've said it's the same shit, but like, I just feel so like disconnected from that side of me. You know what I mean? Like, what? I'm a working man, dudes. Like, look at me. Look at this fucking scruffy ass shit. You know, I used to have awesome blue hair and like fucking be awesome. You know, like, it was a whole vibe. It was a whole jam. It was a whole way. You know, for me to get back into that, holy fuck. I should though. I think it was good for me. You know, like mentally, emotionally. It was pretty fun. It's pretty fun. Sometimes I check out some of my old videos. I'm like, what? You know, it was, you know, there were some good moments here and there. Staying in town, going down. Bro, this is how Canada is different than the US, okay? Technically, you can get trespassed from a sidewalk if the municipality. I mean, that's going down a rabbit hole, but they can technically trespass you from a sidewalk. It becomes more different if you have a lawful reason to be there. If you're doing something lawful. You know what I mean? if you're on that sidewalk doing something lawful, which means basically doing something more than nothing, then it becomes more difficult for someone to trespass you off of public. But they will in Cornwall, though. I guarantee they will. Colin Boxweeks. Colin, yeah, what up? By the way, it's been a while. I hope you're well. Yeah, so yeah, I looked into it because I was just looking at what this Long Island audit guy was doing and what he was saying, and like I completely think it's like legit by like and it's quite. I liked it. I like his channel. He's almost at 1 million subscribers now. Good for him. What I did is I compared what he was doing to like Canadian law and specifically provincial law. And while almost exactly what he's saying is actually included in the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms, there's some provisions in in our charter where like I believe it almost says that they can like overrule your rights, like it's almost like limited or whatever, like I guess in some ways. But yeah, in Ontario, definitely they can trespass you from public property. You know, like right around the dudes. I just remember, guys. I remember when I like streamed around the police station in Cornwall. It wasn't that many times. It wasn't that many times, but they were all good times. They were all good times when I did that. And there was a specific picnic table that I would sit at. I remember one time just like playing my music. I was just playing my music. Sometimes we would just go chill there and like, for no reason in the middle of the night or whatever. And then there was a couple things I did, right? When I tried to like project onto their wall outside, like that was funny. It didn't work. Embarrassed. But they never came and talked to me. They never came out. I remember one time I was streaming and they were leaving their cop cars on while they went inside. And for like prolonged periods of time. So I'm like just sitting there streaming them wasting fuel, you know what I mean? Like wasting taxpayers' money essentially, you know? Hope I'm well. I'm all right, man. I'm working. Like it's just like honestly, it's kind of boring. It's kind of boring like getting having the workday shortened and then like I'm on the road. Yeah, I can socialize with my coworkers or whatever. Yesterday I just slept, but like I thought it was a good opportunity to just come and stream. I haven't streamed in 24 days. Just want to keep it active at least a little bit, stream at least until I'm done work. I think I got like another month to like 4 to 6 weeks left to work or something like that. So I'm gonna figure things out. Just kind of like I think I'm just like gonna bank my money pretty much for the next like work period and make sure I got a little bit to after I get laid off. Like I've got to wait for the EI. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to have enough hours. So I think everything's good. I think everything is good in that way. Kind of like not much direction for my life though right now. I'm just saying, like, I don't really know. Like, fuck man. Like, it's crazy now. Like 2 years of like non-Frosty life, dudes. You know what I mean? And that's following 2 years of like non-single life, you know what I mean, which had its effect on my frostiness, I'll guarantee it, you know what I mean. But I really enjoyed those fucking like 4 years of like Frosty is my livelihood. Like that was fun, man. But there was a lot of totally different situation. Like the show didn't go, it wasn't as great, I found, like the last couple years, because like the pandemic money really helped me be able to do that. Just having that $2,000 a month net, like safety net. But when that ran out and I was just on welfare, I wasn't able to deliver. Like, I mean, I wasn't able to like guarantee go on, do different things or whatever. And also that last year though, I had my credit card. I got approved for all this credit, which I still haven't paid off. But so I put most of that into the show, aside from like a whole fuckload of like smokes and weed and shit. But I was always smoking weed. But anyway, Kip, Willabong Matt. Am I going back to the same job next season? Well, yeah, you know what I mean. Like, I don't mind it. I'll probably stick around here. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see what's up. We'll see why not. It would be sweeter if I was like driving and like running a truck and shit like that. Like that'd be kind of different. That'd be good. Maybe that'll happen. I don't know. But they're like, oh, you feel like life flipped since the pandemic. I don't know. Kind of whatever. I'm definitely. Well, like guys, if if I wasn't able to like make the MC Frosty show work financially, like at all, like that pandemic money like changed shit for that. That's why I was able to go like 2 years like easily. And shit became more difficult. When I was on just straight up welfare. But now I have more experience to like maybe know what to do to entertain you guys, like it takes a little bit of cash, I'd say. Like, Cornwall's only so good for so much. I don't know. It's also different, like just living a more like public lifestyle too, like I'm just saying, it puts you more open to being fucked with, to tell you the truth. I didn't really think too many people fuck with me. Maybe I bet you there's viewers out there that tried to fuck with me in some ways. Like I don't see how the Cornwall police were never called while I was doing something on stream, perhaps, or it looked like I was doing something on stream, perhaps, I would highly doubt that. Or maybe nobody actually gave a fuck, Like I didn't really get too many callers when I went into places, I don't think. Maybe a couple times there. I see some wild parsnip right from here. Yeah, it's in like its final stage. Let's see if I can zoom in on it. Oh no. Okay, right there. That golden brown one. That golden brown one, it's like in its final stage. But that's like gonna spread now. It's gonna spread. The flowers around it aren't. Even though wild parsnip is yellow. Like I'll tell you right now, doing MC Frosty full time is way more fun than spraying herbicides full time. But but it's more financially secure. It's more financially secure to spray herbicides. Or probably do any kind of job. It's guaranteed. It's guaranteed, right? Is that what life's all about? Is that what life's all about? Just like that financial security? Just making the money to do things and whatnot? Or is it I guess, the dream, which was able to happen. I wasn't, I didn't have a lot of luxuries, but like I was able to survive as MC Frosty for like 6 years. It's pretty crazy. That's a good fucking percentage of my adult life right there. It's longer than any relationship. It's longer than any steady time I've worked at a job. The longest steady time I worked at a job before that was 5 years. Even though I put in 10 years of my life at this one particular place, I did it in like different phases. Like my first phase there was 5 years, and then I moved to like Montreal, and then I fucking came back to Cornwall. Maybe worked there a little bit. Yeah, I think I did work there for like 2 years, and then I moved to like Ottawa for like a little bit over a year, and then I moved back and I worked there for like 3 years more as a team leader or something like that. Or maybe it was 3, 2, and 5. Maybe that was it. I don't fucking, yeah. I don't know. Wait. Maybe, yeah, 5. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, the last stint there was 5 years. Yeah. So I was a team leader. Anyway, whatever. 10 years of my life at that place. But still, only 5 years straight consecutive. I did MC Frosty for like 6 or almost 7 consecutive without having employment. Self-employed. It's crazy. And I wasn't really on welfare for that much of it. There was when I got on it for the first time before I was streaming. So that was like August or September. August, let's say, of 2019. And then I got off it. I got off it when the pandemic money started coming in, which wasn't welfare. Like, it was like tons of Canadians on it. So like that was like March 2020. So what's that? August, September, October, November, December, January, February. So 7 months there. And then I think the pandemic money ran till like, I don't know, like early 2022. Maybe like the end of 2020, 2021. And so let's just say 2021. So back on in 2021, or sorry, 2022. And then from there until I moved out to Newfoundland. So that was, I even got a little bit when I was like living in a tent. I didn't get a part for like your domain for your living quarters, but I got the part for like basic needs, which was like 300. But let's just say that was another 7 months. So 14 months I was on actual welfare the entire time of MC Frosty. Yeah. You guys been chatting? Because I can't, my chat hasn't moved since Kip said I feel like life flipped. Let me see if I can... Oh, there we go. Oh, I have. You missed the pool and snort challenge streams. Put it out on my vision board. Between the lines of X-Lax and Tabasco. Do I wear the HP sweater every time I stream on purpose? Oh, I don't know why I call it that, but no. It's just because it's sleeveless. It's sleeveless. Hot out, but it is kind of wool. So I don't know if that's good or not. I'm gonna finish that joint I was smoking. Whoa, it's windy. Didn't know I bought this. Bought a whole little wardrobe on my credit card when I moved there. David Lee Rothschild. Any music gigs coming up, Mr. Frosty? No, I haven't. I haven't really been doing that. So, like, the band that I was in, it, like, deformed. Disbanded. So, that's not happening anymore. I did get the opportunity to do one MC Frosty show this year. When my band was booked for a show, and like the opening act had to cancel at the last moment, so they asked me to fill in and do a show, and I hadn't done a show in over a year, and I hadn't been rehearsing, so I rehearsed for like 2 or 3 hours, and I fucking went and did the show. I think it's still on my stream. I think that show's on my lives. And to tell you the truth, I perform my songs pretty well. I think I only had like one major fuck up, if that, I don't even know if it was major, but like I wasn't really like, you know, like into it, like in terms of body language and stuff. I never really got that like aspect of the stage performance down with my MC Frosty shit. You know, my daughter was there though, so she got the chance to see what I was all about, which was funny. So I'm glad that happened. I'm glad I was able, you know, like, I don't know how many more MC Frosty live shows there's going to be unless I make a new album. But, like, which is difficult when I have a job, you know. But anyway. Yeah, so I don't know. If someone asked me to perform, fuck yeah. You know what I mean? I still got some blue hair dye. Who's playing the fest this weekend? I have no idea. I haven't really checked it out. I do know that Erebus, which is my former band, had to cancel because I think one of the members left the band or something to pursue other musical things or something. I don't know. But you know, like, I do have a lot of songs. Like, I wouldn't mind, like, putting a little band together to play my songs, but, like, whatever, you know, again, guys, like, you know, like, it's the time it takes to fucking be a professional artist, you know, like, I don't know, man, I put out a lot of music already, but, like, I'm pretty happy with my fucking repertoire, with my, anthology, you know what I mean, like, there's a lot of music there. For me to do it, you know, put that time that's involved, like, fuck, man. And, like, you gotta think about, like, how much drugs I was doing at the time, too, so, like, you know what I mean, like, just to get all, like, be able to finish a song from start to finish in a day, bud, and release it, you know what I mean, like, relevant instant diss tracks, you know what I mean, on any, like, you know, because I was doing some trolling and shit on Facebook and whatever at the time, you know, and just, like, anybody who fucking crossed the line, I was just putting a diss track out on them, you know what I mean. Anyway, fuck. MC Herbicide, man. Bones. I don't know, bro. You are getting kind of old. Just saying. Can I play Rick Derringer? No, I'm not in Cornwall right now, dudes. I'm on the road, bros. I got a hotel and shit. But you know, like, there's not much to do. I got my laptop and play some Tetris. Just saying. And, like, we're just having early days. We're having early days this week because it's so fucking hot. But I'm getting kind of old. Yeah, well, like, you know, like, you know, if I trim my beard and, you know, like, dye the rest of whatever remaining hair I have is blue. I can pull off the like aesthetic MC Frosty, but like yeah, like, ugh, ugh. But it's fun. It is still fun to live stream. It's just like the script and shit. You know what I mean? I had things to go off of when I first started live streaming, guys, and I milked those fucking script elements pretty fucking well. You know what I mean? Like I could say that I was like a musical troll, you know what I mean? And really back it up. You know what I mean? And like, whether it was against other streamers or whether it was against my local police force or mayor or whoever, and like what I mean, I think you can pretty much call me a troll. You know what I mean? Like I'm a pretty good troll. Like I ran for mayor. What up, old monkey? Yeah, so like, trolling doesn't come without potential consequences, you know what I mean? You never know when you're gonna fucking troll a motherfucker who can really fucking do something. Like, in all honesty, I didn't really know how the police would react to those diss tracks and music videos that I fucking ran ads for on Facebook. Like I got some pretty good numbers when you consider like I only ran ads locally. Like, and speaking the truth in all of it, you know what I mean? Like, but I had no, Tommy McKay could have came and beat my fucking ass down or some shit, you know what I mean? Like, who knows, or his son or something, like, I don't know. But it would have been hard to do that without a camera on their fucking ass, you know what I mean? I was streaming quite a bit. I would usually either be streaming when I left the house or, things like that. Like, it would have been tough. Oh, still perform? Oh, I can definitely rock a MC Frosty show. It's just like the lyrical. I have to practice a little bit. Like, when I got booked for a show in like 5 hours or whatever, I picked a set list of the better songs I remember. You know what I mean? So it wasn't that hard to like get prepared for it. But that doesn't mean those are my best songs to do live. Put out a split EP with Reformed Stoic. So yeah, guys, just living the work life. Living the work life. Exfoliating, clean my face. It's been hot out. I didn't shower today. I showered yesterday. I was like really like thinking about trimming my beard on the weekend. But I didn't. So I'm pretty, like I said before, like there's a dude on my work team who's like calling me a Lorax, but I don't think Lorax have beards. They just got mustaches, I think. So I'm not really a Lorax. Maybe a little bit. Your garden? My condolences. I could always become a gambling streamer on Kick and try to get KCIP. That is fucking true. I do enjoy gambling. And it's probably not hard to like just like, put my own money in to start, stream a lot with it, play low stakes and just prove myself as a good streamer in that regards. Like not just expect KCIP Like you're suggesting something which requires a little bit of effort and skill and willingness to lose. You know what I mean? You can't just go on there and be like, "Hey guys, can I gamble and can you pay me right now?" Sure, they could look at my past gambling streams and have an idea of how I pull that off. But if I was gonna go for it in that way, I would probably like, you know, do things a little bit differently. You know what I mean? A little more, focus on the entertainment aspect and keeping the energy up. Just saying. Here's a little squirrel. Hey, buddy. Scum, hey, what up? A low barrier to entry. High stakes, better players, more luck involved. Yeah. I don't know if I took a pretty bad hit this year already gambling. Just saying. And like, you can start off with $500. Well, obviously afford $500. Those fucking squirrels like just eyeing me down, bud. What's up, buddy? You got rabies or something? I swear to God, if that chipmunk attacked me, I don't know, man. Are you chill, bro? Are you chill? You look like a little fucking pig. You think I got food or something? Don't attack me, man. Are you chill, bro? You're a little rodent. Yeah, get out of here, bud. You're a fucking rat. Day and night OG. What up? Yeah, I'm scruffy as fuck, dudes. There you go, scummy. I'm on you, bud. Hope you're well. Miss the old sports betting schemes using rival betting apps? I don't understand. Just taking odds from different ones and fucking making money either way or some shit. Oh, I could. Yeah, there used to be some poker sites poker websites that would do that with my name too. And for a while, I had a couple good years. Like one year, I made over $3,000 in a tournament and shit. It was fucking awesome. Whatever, we cool. Oh shit. Yeah. So fuck, guys. It's just like to do MC Frosty properly. Okay, it takes a little bit of time, I think. I don't know. But I would say I need a better place to live in to pull off good quality, at least like home streams. And, my own place, I could probably like sacrifice a couple weeks of EI and like just go for it, or a month even, and just push it to the end of the fucking, of the qualification time or whatever, Yeah. Fuck. But yeah, fuck. Early work days lately. Whatever. Tomorrow it might rain. So I might get an early day because of rain tomorrow, to tell you the truth. But yeah, if it goes above 28 degrees, so if it goes 29 or higher, we gotta stop. The chemical won't work. It doesn't take very long to, like, when it's hot out, it doesn't take very long to get absorbed by the plant. I don't know if they're like thirsty or whatever, you know what I mean? But like, if it's too hot, it doesn't work as well as it's supposed to. Crazy. Yeah, I don't know if that's like, I don't know. Maybe just like buckling down and just making an album or something. I don't know. Again, it's hard for me to like, I reminisce and I enjoyed the MC Frosty times, but like my life was like set up well for that. Maybe that was like manifestation or some kind of shit. You know what I mean? Like, no lie. So like, I really enjoyed that, but like one of the key elements of that was just being like a welfare bum. You know what I mean? Like just having in place the way to survive. So like rent and food paid for. If MC Frosty didn't bring in any finances, you know what I mean? So I could do it, But generally MC Frosty did. But I also had a pretty sweet setup at where I was living at that point, you know what I mean? I could almost be as loud as I wanted to. I had my own like studio room and then another little half of the room that was my bedroom area, and they were both pretty big. I'm talking about Nancy's. It's just not that same situation now. So I'd have to get like my own place probably. And that's expensive. That means I'd have to get that place while I'm like on EI, while I'm on unemployment insurance, okay? Which means I want to have a job secured for next year. So like you were saying, Billabong Matt, am I going to work here next year? Probably. But I'm always factoring in, like, if I'm working on the road, I'm not using my place, but like whatever. This place is not as on the road as the job I had last year. Last year I was like literally home maybe on weekends. Like I had like a period of 5 days off. That was the longest period in the whole season. So how's the car license coming? So I have it booked for the end of the month for the road test. But just last week I was informed that I'm not going to be able to use the vehicle that I thought I was going to be able to use. My buddy was going to lend me one. And he can't. His schedule changed and he's not able to let me use it for that. So there are specific days that are available with him to use his car. So I may just reschedule it. I could reschedule it up to 48 hours in advance. So I may do that. I should get on that. It's like over 2 weeks, just over 2 weeks away. There's no real reason I need it like ASAP, to tell you the truth. Just helping Nancy with her chronic constipation. Mr. Black. Yeah, so like, guys, my brain is like in like worker mode, like it's fucking crazy. Like like, okay. So like I'm just saying with MC Frosty before, I had the safety net covered, okay? Now that involves fully committing, in terms of the government, that involves fully committing to your self-employment, okay, to be qualified for that, okay? Saying I need your help while I'm building this and generating an income. So, but they don't give that much money. So like, maybe I can afford a room in another house or like, whatever. But like, there's a little bit of volume with MC Frosty. Even just me talking is loud. So like, if I happen to get rent somewhere with like thin walls and I'm fucking, just talking, like, and my neighbors complain, like that's fucking, I don't want to be MC Whisper, you know what I mean? So whatever. There's a lot of things. There's a lot of things to be able to pull that off, man. I'm just saying. But the first thing you need is a place to do it. And like the place I'm living now is not suitable for that. For like you know, just like my roommate likes to play loud music, which doesn't bother me at all. But when I'm streaming, like, you know what I mean, it comes through on the microphone and stuff. So like just things like that, I wouldn't be able to do it. I would have to like clean out my room too, you know, and fucking get a desk and shit. But whatever. Not gonna happen. Rob Q. We messaged, you know, within the last week or two or something. I guess he's all good, you know. Viewers went up when I got the e-bike. Well, actually, viewers went up when I ran for mayor. Big time. And then I got into a relationship. And I did get the e-bike during that time. And you know what? That week where I took the e-bike and we did the roulette of fun, and I got the tattoo and like my eyebrow pierced, and, you know, did Canada Day in Ottawa and did camping and all that. That week was one of the highest generating revenue weeks. I think that was the highest generating week in MC Frosty history. Yeah, and living in the tent, that was all right. But you know what? Honestly, frostcasts over the years, the frostcasts, they got the most viewers generally. And anytime there was like any bit of drama, the video, the collaborating with Attila, that got like a lot of viewers. The educational trip streams, they did pretty well as well. But yeah, no, you know what I mean? Podcast dudes. But anytime there was some life drama going on with me, you know, like if I was homeless or if I was moving out or it was like, you know, like relationship fucking shit or whatever, I was crying or, you know, shit like that. Those streams got a lot of viewers as well. The e-bike streams, yeah, like if I was doing things, you know, not necessarily the whole bike rides, you know, even though we did some long ones, but yeah. So like I'm just saying, just to reignite the e-bike streams, I would have to buy an e-bike, which right there is like at least, you know, I would get a much cheaper one. I would say, you know, probably like, you know, $1,000 to $1,500. But so half the price. Yeah, Bull Monkey, that was a good one. Yeah, like little things like that. You know, anything out of the norm that I would do is usually all right. But if you get the e-bike, get a car. Exactly. So, but you know, I gotta what's more important, a car or like a decent place to live, you know? Like that's the fucking thing, man. I got a good deal where I'm living. I have some options coming up, I believe. I have some options coming up if I want to. So they'll be checked out when the opportunity arises. Right now I'm just saving up money. I'm gonna be saving up some money. I'm still, you know, gonna indulge a little bit here and there, but saving up some money. How much does he use Tesla? I don't know. No idea. Yeah, so like, you know, I mean, if you're gonna lease a car or something like that, you should like, you know, be pretty secure in your employment for years going forward. You know, I mean, this is just my first season with this company, just like last year. You know what I mean? I thought I would. It was a huge company that I was working for, so it was like I thought there would be long-term possibilities with that. But no, they just closed up shop in Cornwall, you know what I mean, and for whatever reason. So everybody got laid off, fired, whatever. So, you know, that's unpredictable shit that can happen. But like, I would, you know, and to get a car, like commit myself to a lease for X amount of time or whatever, or I just save up and buy a ship box. But like, still, I plan to like end this season with like $3,000 or so in my bank account, and then get approved for EI, and it'll probably be somewhere between 15 to probably 1,800 a month or something. So, you know what I mean? If I get my own place and I got to pay $1,000, and that just might be an apartment or something. Like, I don't know. Like, and then I got to survive off that. Probably get a little bit back on my taxes. Like, that's the phases of income that I'm in right now. And yes, if I can use MC Frosty, to, like, if I could find a way to do 28 hours a week and earn a steady income with MC Frosty, more than my EI, like, do I gotta eat a fuckload of fucking Reese's peanut butter cups again? Is that what I have to do? Is that what I have to consider doing? Like, I'm not just saying that specifically, but as a metaphor for all the different things I could like do for money. Do I really? Because that is really how I generated an income most of the time. You know, often there were like unsolicited donations, just like a tip, and those were graciously appreciated. Many times, you guys, you know, like helped me pay for things and whatever, you know. So that was cool. That's just a whole lifestyle, bro. It's a whole lifestyle, and doing it and doing it just 28 hours a week. That's like mental torture, man. I can't switch between like modes, you know, or like, I don't know. And like there was always there was always the script where I was like avenging myself towards the Cornwall police, you know, and standing up for my rights and shit like that, you know, and like, you know, I took that pretty far, man. Like, I don't know, it's just, there was always that element, you know what I mean? Like, I could always just like, you know, walk by the police station and just bring that up or whatever. MC Frosty RV, Mortimer Snurd, what up? What a situation, what up? Yeah, Beard is coming in nicely, maybe a little too nicely. Buy a camper van, get a van. That is not a bad idea. That is really not a fucking bad idea, bro. How much would I need to buy a van that I could travel in? Holy shit, bro. Because here's the thing. Even if I put in more than 28 hours in a week, okay? If I put more than 28 hours in a week, I don't lose those weeks of EI. I just don't get paid for them at that moment. 20K? Fuck, bud. I can't afford that. I can't save up that much to be able to do that this year. Maybe next year if I save it. That's what I'm saying. To get back into MC Frosty, guys, it's like I would need years of savings or a super cheap place to live where I can fucking do it, you know? And Nancy's, I'll admit, was pretty good. You know, I was able to fucking, you know, have a whole audio system, fucking lighting, and, you know, smoke machine whenever the fuck I want. Like, you know, shit like that. $20. No, like, whatever. I had some expenses this summer, you know. I mean, I used a lot of it, like I said, on that trip, and I kept my word on it and shit. So that was like $3,300. That's like a whole over a month's of worth of work, and my first 3 weeks of work were like catch up on my bills, and so now I'm in like money accumulation, and I can basically spend my money like a little bit better right now, which is good. Rob Cute. Yeah, so like, okay, so like the cabins and stuff, like, yeah, that was cool, but again, it was all like part of like a whole big fucking script, you know, like you just like being in the cabin in the Speedo was like, you know what I mean? And then we would do things that I'd already established, like, you know, like fire sales or fucking, you know, like the roulette of fun or whatever. I think we modified it. For that. But anyway, whatever. Yeah, so a better option for content purposes, right, is like just renting a van or something like that for X amount of time and doing 24/7 streaming the whole time or whatever. You know, I mean, van life for 2 weeks is still better than, content-wise, is still better than no van life, you know? But that's, you know, probably enough cash. But if I'm generating income with it, you know. No matter what way you look at it, though, for all these ideas, it takes like a decent financial investment to be able to pull something awesome off, you know, in terms of delivering content. You know, maybe if I like moved to a bigger city, but I'm still like pretty like shy when it comes to like public interactions, and I still don't really believe in like bothering people in public, you know what I mean? And it's hard to predict. If you're going to bother someone with the camera, to tell you the truth. You know, there's ways to do it where you just don't film everything. You just wait for it to come to you, which is what I did. The interactions, you know. So, you know, maybe I'm just not cut out for that kind of streaming, but like even just doing desktop streaming or whatever. But like I said, it just takes a commitment. It takes a commitment to do it, you know. And just to get my own place, I think it's gonna be around $1,000 a month, like just for a 1-bedroom. You know? Because I will say that fucking the off season from work, it can get pretty boring. You know, it can get pretty boring. And what I did for the first 3 weeks is I did a lot of live streaming. But then I got bit in the ass and informed that I can only work for 28 hours and still qualify for EI. So that's when I fucking toned it down. And then, you know, I was pretty depressed though. I was pretty depressed near the end of that. But yeah, no man, it was whatever. What about my foreign Lambo friend? Could he invest? I seen him recently. We talked. You know, what I mean, I don't really bring up the money. Like, you know, what I mean, if I was ever in a jam, I you know, he would help me out. Help me out. He talked about, you know, his future business and like, you know, plans with crypto and shit. And you know, he might pull out at some point or whatever. But you know, whatever. He's got my back. I'm not going to press him for the Lambo money. I'll tell you that. You know, I would never do that. He helped me out largely last year when I moved back to Cornwall. He lent me that cash, and then he said I didn't have to pay him back. So, and before that, he said that I would just give it to my daughter. So technically, I could give her that, but I did spend a lot of money on activities with my daughter and shit like that. So whatever. But like, yeah, he didn't tell me to pay him back, so it was alright. 3 months probably equals the cost of the purchase of an old van, yeah. Unless it's a real shit box, you know? It like smells and shit. Yeah. So, but that is a good idea. That's a good idea. Dope scope. I gotta shave this shit off. Yeah, I was going to trim it. I don't like going full-blown baby face, you know, but I got too hot. You know what? To tell you the truth, the beard doesn't bother me out in the heat, and I've been working out in the heat. I sweat a lot as well, like otherwise. Yeah, no, we've been working with wild parsnip. We have to wear like a body like coveralls. So there's the company provides some. They're very light. They're like mesh, so it's not too bad. But we're not we're not able to spray this particular chemical that we're using if it gets hotter than 28 degrees Celsius. So it just doesn't work properly. So I really haven't been out there in extreme heat. Although yesterday I was hot as fuck, and like I slept like 14 hours yesterday. And today I took a nice little nap after we were done. We've been done before noon. You know what I mean? So buy a van and convert it. You mean like me do the work on that? I don't know what even that involves. Pizza person, what up? What's good? Yeah, everything's all right. You know, like I'm still just working. I haven't streamed in a while. There's reasons for that. I just haven't streamed in a while. I hadn't streamed for 24 days to be precise. You know, I don't want my name to get too low on the IP2.network list. You know what I mean? So gotta keep things active. I do plan to. I want to do some like good MC Frosty streams. You know what I mean? You know, that'll probably happen like when I'm done this work season. I you know, especially if I get my driver's license, which is supposed to happen at the end of this month. But so there's a little bit of a hurdle for that, in terms of the vehicle I'm going to use. I can't use that anymore, so I gotta just either ask someone else or reschedule. And I don't know when that. I haven't checked to see when the closest available date after that is. It could be the next week. Who knows? But I gotta just wait. But I don't think I really need it for my job this year, so there's not really much of a rush on that. Can you boof it at any time? I don't know. Been grinding. Yeah, I mean, like, whatever. It hasn't been as much like work or hours as last year. Just saying, like, you know, like there were some weeks I did like 90 hours, 80 hours. There hasn't been much overtime this year, so whatever. But still gainfully employed. I've got all my I got all like my personal financial obligations, you know, caught up and paid for so far this summer. So, you know, I'm still in debt, but like I got, you know, the rest of this work year is like my money. I can do what I want with it. So I'll probably save it, just have a little bit, you know. You know, it's nice to have like around $3,000. I found for me, $3,000 is a nice amount of cash to have. I can pretty much like, you know, navigate properly with that. Bitcoin, yeah, like I'm always tempted to do some leverage fucking trading, you know. You know, I've been playing a little bit of slots here and there, like not much, but like, you know, not really winning. Although, you know, I have had times when I should have cashed out and I would have been up, but like, you know, I'm just degenerate, so whatever. We're all in debt, yeah, I know, exactly. So I'm not really too concerned about that. The minimum payments, like, you know, maybe I should just go like talk to like a debt consolidator or something like that, you know, and just start, you know, take whatever agreement they give me and make lower payments, but it all gets paid off or something, you know. That's $250K from leverage bankrupt. Yeah, I know it's risky shit. I know. Fuck. Sorry to hear that. Yeah. So, but the point is, you know, like I like right now, you know, still like I got a job, you know. And like the nice thing about this job is the fact that it's seasonal, because then it also, like, aside from what I'm getting paid, which is $23 an hour, it also qualifies me for employment insurance for like 4 months after. And last year it was like around $1,800 a month. So that's another like $10,000 on top of what you get paid every year. You know what I mean? So like, you gotta factor that into your earnings with this particular type of job. But it's pretty sweet, you know. Obviously, you make more if you have a full-time. Obviously, you make more if you have a full year-long job, right? but then you don't have the time to do what you want, because that's 4 months of time that I gain and still get paid for it. Maybe it'll be more this year. I don't know, because I've worked longer. I don't know. So we'll see. You know, like, I don't know. I clear like a little over $3,000 a month, which means I get paid like, you know, before taxes and shit, like $4,000 a month. Okay, and what, I'm working like 4 months at least. So that's like, before taxes, that's like 16 grand or something. I definitely made more last year. And then I'll get another, like, you know, probably 10 grand or something in EI, or maybe 8 grand or something. I think they do like 55% of your income or something. But that's based on a year. So yeah, no, like, so, well, technically I'm getting. Yeah, like, technically I'm making like around 50, like the equivalent of like 50 grand a year or something. Technically. Maybe it's 5 months I'll be working. Wait. It started in May, so like June, July, August, September, October. Yeah, no, maybe 4 or 5 months. I don't know. Anyway, whatever. I got money. Money's not a problem right now. My living expenses are still low as fuck. And my rent's still $500 a month. That includes internet. Okay. I got my phone bills. It was like $100 a month. And I got, like, you know, debt payments. Those are my bills. It's not that much. You know what I mean? But I'll be able to bring those down a bit now, you know. And then even when I get EI, I got my bills covered, staying at the place that I'm at right now. It was just not the best place to stream in. You know what I mean? It could always change. My living situation could always change. But I'm just saying, for me to like just get like a 1-bedroom with a living room and a bathroom, like a 3.5 or whatever, like, that's like fucking $1,000 at least a month. Which will only leave me with, like, maybe, I don't know how much I'll get on EI this year, but maybe like $1,600 to $1,800 or something. So it'll leave me with like $800 a month to do whatever, which is more than welfare. That's if I get my own place. But I'll have a little bit of cash to help me, to tie me over as well, and then I'll get more cash. I'll get more cash for my taxes back, I think, in like April, March or April. So that's that, and then I get hired back on in like for May or whatever, or maybe April. And that's the cycle. That's the cycle I'm in right now. To fucking do MC Frosty, it breaks that cycle. And this time it's different. For me to do MC Frosty full time, there's no safety net. There's no safety net. I don't qualify for EI if I do MC Frosty full time more than 28 hours a week, and I have to rely on my own safety net for financial purposes. So it's fucking Mike Benedetto. What up? Booze, groceries, lottery. Yeah. But there's also this aspect, guys, of me right now where I don't really give a fuck, to tell you the truth. And like, I could go 1 week straight live streaming and sacrifice 1 week, and then just do 24/7, boom, 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 once a month. I could do that. You know, I would only lose 1 week of EI. You know, it's not like I lose the whole month's worth or whatever. So like, if I plan something out that's good, you know, include a financial, you know, like even if I brought out the roulette of fun on the road or whatever, you know what I mean? That's kind of fun. Rent a car for a week, whatever, you know. whatever. There's possibilities. There's good possibilities. How long before they fuck me off for the winter? Well, as far as I know right now, there's probably about a month to a maximum probably 6 weeks of work left. I don't know. I'm not exactly sure how far the season ends. From what I've been told, like I think mid-September, and that'll give me like 4 months of work at like 160 hours a month. 640. Yeah, I should have enough work, enough hours. Menopause. Well, I don't know, and like, fuck, man, like, I'll probably like party a bit this off season. You know what I mean? Probably party a bit. You feel what I'm saying? Get down. Probably get down a bit. I haven't had an acid trip in so long. Well, actually, no, that's not true. I did trip last year. Once near the end of the year, but I don't know, it's not really, I don't even know if that shit was acid, but anyway, and like, so I do plan to trip balls at some point. I haven't done that in a while, even for stuff like that, just like getting a hotel room somewhere, or fucking, whatever. Charge City, I don't know, man, you know what I mean? It's just good times, we'll have, good times. Shard City comes with like bad times after, though, like there's always that sacrifice, there's the come down, and like, it's not always worth it, but like, what do I do? Do I act responsibly? Do I act responsibly as an adult and just like fucking plan for the future and like, oh, where am I gonna live? Like, I got a place to live, and like I got cash, Again, I just don't have. Oh, hey. I don't have alerts on, unfortunately. I'm using the YouTube app, but I will read this super chat. Thank you. Have a shave, you disgusting beast, from Bull Monkey. That's 20 Danish krona or something like that. Thank you. I appreciate the advice. I was thinking of trimming it up this weekend. I didn't. I could have brought my razor with me on the road too, my little clippers and whatever. I didn't. Shave, whatever. I have to reinvent. This is what I keep saying, man. It's not just reinventing. It's committing. It's committing to MC Frosty, bro. You know what I mean? Now, like, another possibility is just not thinking of it as MC Frosty, okay? Is just doing Jordan Pops, you know what I mean? Like, just deciding to enjoy life and, like, use my finances to do fun things and just stream that, you know what I mean? Like, that's just a different way to do it. Instead of doing things for the show, do things for myself and stream those things. You know what I mean? I truly believe that's a better way to do things, okay? And you gotta understand that, like, a lot of the shit that I was doing as MC Frosty was for myself, personally. You know what I mean? Like going against the police and standing up for myself and running for mayor and all this shit. You know what I mean? It all had like a personal interest in everything that I was doing. Like diss tracks, that is generally for people insulting me personally or in the real life or whatever. You know what I mean? Generally. So, need a new niche. Yeah, like I keep saying, guys, I was set up to do MC Frosty full time before. I could probably somehow, like, put myself in a similar position somehow. But it's difficult, man. It's difficult. All artists grow. Yeah, it's like if you're committed to your art, man. I'm fortunate enough and grateful enough to have just been able to do it full time as long as I did, Yeah, a different direction, a different blah 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 blah, different blah 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 blah. But I was able to do that while on welfare, man. I still survived, you know what I mean? Well, and because of you guys. So I don't know. There's a lot of the shit I did for money is okay, I gotta get back into that. Get the mace out, get the pepper spray out. But I might be able to deliver like just the fact that if I get my license or when I get my license, I might be able to provide like small bursts of better content than sitting in my room, you know what I mean? Which is what I've basically been doing for the last fucking year or whatever. Not a lot of IRL. But it's a different attitude, man. It's a different attitude, being Frosty and not being Frosty, just jumping back in between it, you know what I mean? Just fucking. But I could just let loose and become a degenerate, you know what I mean? I could. That's when I'm off work, temporary full blown degeneratism, but that's sometimes hard to get out of, That's where I'm at right now, guys. I can just go do anything. I can just go any direction right now. On a personal life, fucking, I can pretty much do anything. Once this work season is done, I'll have money. I'll have money coming in. I can fucking do whatever the fuck I want. On a personal level. I don't need to turn the camera on to do these things and go and have a good time and whatever. You know what I mean? Last year, I had my kidney stones still. You know what I mean? When work was done, I still couldn't go and fully enjoy life. This is I didn't get my kidney stone out till December. You know what I mean? So set up a company and pay myself minimum wage, $20. So any extra funds will belong to the company to comply with welfare regs. No, you say, what did you say? Set up a company? I have a company, dude. It's called Ruin Life Crew. I might need to renew my business license. Or my, I don't know, whatever it is, business certificate. But I do have that. But it's self-proprietorship, though. I think you're talking more in a corporation, set up a corporation. But where do I get the money for the? It's double taxing your income or something. I already paid tax on the income that I would have to pay me another fucking wage, and then what? I got to declare that as additional income on my income, and then no, it's not gonna work, bro. But I do declare the income that comes from you guys. Get off the darts. Shimmy pop and no, but is Attila back in Canada or something? I heard something he's getting deported or something. I don't know. I think Papa Greeny did a video. I didn't actually watch it, but I saw the headline. Is Attila back in Canada? Because I would totally stream with Attila again, man. And he actually messaged me. He messaged me around November or December. He was just checking in on me, man. I don't know if he'd seen my streams because I was pretty depressed or whatever. But yeah, he or maybe you guys told him to check in on me or something. I don't know, but yeah, that was very nice of him. So yeah, I wouldn't mind collaborating with him. Haywood Jablomi. It's too hot for you to work. Well, it's not too hot for me to work. I can handle the heat a little bit, although yesterday was pretty hot too and I was dying. But the chemical that we use to spray the herbicide chemical that we use, it becomes volatile after 28 degrees Celsius. So at 29 degrees Celsius, we have to call it a day for that specific chemical. There's other chemicals that have different temperatures, like sometimes higher or whatever. But this one, no. So we have to call it a day. And I still got like, I don't know, 6 hours in today. I think we were on the clock at like 5:30 and worked till like 11:30 or so. Yesterday, you know, like whatever, got 10 hours in. We had to like wait for the hotel to check in, so that's like time on the clock, you know. Do I need a hug from behind? No, I'm good. Move from self-proprietorship to limited liability. Yeah. That would have been smart too, but for tax purposes, Bull Monkey, I can include my self-proprietor taxes on my own personal taxes. So it's like, it's far easier for, I wouldn't have to do a separate tax form for the limited liability. That's all. So, like, I mean, I would have to if I did that. And like, I mean, it's easier. Like if I did a fucking limited liability, I'd have to set up a separate business account for that for tracking purposes. I don't need to with my self-employment. Like, so yeah, it's all very easily tracked. Oh, another smoke there. Probably don't need to stream too much longer. What time is it? 6:47. So yeah, we're out by like 5:30 in the morning. That's when we're on the clock. It's supposed to rain tomorrow, but I'm sure we're gonna get a few hours in the morning again. But whatever. CBD is better. What up? Yeah, yeah. I know I look like a bum. I just got the perpetual dilemma, guys. Is like, you know what I mean? I guess it's gonna be if I choose this way of life as my lifestyle, which is like working half the year or a portion of the year, and then getting employment insurance if it's a seasonal job, you know what I mean? Being off work and, you know, like managing my finances to be able to cover me for the whole year. This year I had some pretty big expenses that I probably could have saved on, you know, so I think a lot of it is just saving money. And then whatever, but also like incorporating MC Frosty, like wanting to incorporate MC Frosty, but like getting into full Frosty, like I don't have an issue with the cops or the city of Cornwall right now to go on and fucking just like build a fucking, you know, attitude script like that, like, you know what I mean? Like I'm surprised that my fucking educational trip streams didn't result in like the cops walking through my door or some shit like that, you know what I mean, or like whatever. Like that was surprising to me, but you know, it's hard to like charge somebody for props, you know what I mean, and like very good method acting, you know what I mean. So it's difficult. Better than homeless in a tent. Well, yeah, for life purposes, not living in a tent is awesome, but like for content purposes, you know what I mean. What would be, you know, like what's legit content is like being homeless but having a bank account. You know what I mean? But you can't do that in the winter in Canada, man. But what's even better content is legitimately spiraling downward, you know what I mean, in your free time. You know, and documenting that. That's, I don't know. That's always an option. Like, not gonna lie, like being a degenerate is fucking fun. You know? I don't know. Gambling kind of sucks, though. Being a gambling degenerate, that kind of sucks. It's not really worth it, to tell you the truth. You know? Like, I'm just saying for content purposes. For content purposes, like there was that one weekend I didn't stream any of it, but I lost like between 1,000 and 2,000 to the upper end of that, one weekend. So like that's even if I did stream that that's not that great content. But like buying like $1,800 of props or something like that, I can stretch out content wise for a while. I don't have the home environment to like really be able to not manipulate, but like maximize that scenario. But like getting a hotel somewhere, well, buck wild for a month, that's content. No bull monkey. So I wouldn't be on welfare for EI, okay, in the 28 hours, but okay. But on top of that, they take off 50 cents for every dollar you earn, off the employment insurance. So if I was doing things properly and declaring what you're suggesting, 50 cents of my income would be coming off. So I'd be paying myself and then with my own money, and then losing 50% of the money coming in. So no. I don't know, something like that. Yeah. So I'll probably go back to the hotel and like fucking play some Tetris. It's usually what I do in my free time. My rating is actually not bad. I've been floating between 7,500 and 7,600. So I might go and see how I can do on that. Maybe I'll smoke another joint here or something just to like close the stream off. But yeah. I really want to deliver some content, okay? I really want to deliver some content, at least a little bit, okay? But I also like, I guess I gotta get into like altered states. Let's just say I gotta get into altered states almost to like really be frosty. I find it helps a lot. And just thinking of things to do on stream. I guess just takes planning and execution. I guess. But there is a degenerate pure IP2 fucking content side still in me. It's still there, guys. And it's fun as fuck. It's really quite fun being frosty. Yeah, they're already removed from my tax burden. Last year, I like MC Frosty was in the red, bro. So like the expenses that I spent on MC Frosty, they reduced the tax that I paid on my employment income, and I was able to get more back in my tax refund because of that. But this year, I haven't put much into MC Frosty. There's not a lot of business expenses so far this year for MC Frosty. Now there could be when I'm off work. I can't. But like like I said, like I'm not really giving a fuck right now. So like, I care about my job right now. Like, but I mean, I'm just saying like, mentally, I just don't really like have a direction planned right now for my life, like secure. I can be responsible or I can not be responsible. That's the question. I can have fun and really enjoy life. That's the irresponsible side, or I can like just buckle down and still save my money and plan for the future and blah, 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 blah. When I was running MC Frosty, guys, I didn't give a fuck. Okay, you know what I mean? Like there was always the chance that the cops could send somebody after me or whatever. Who knows? Somebody distant like send like that's the worst thing that probably happened. But like, and I didn't really care. I didn't care. You know what I mean? But I have to care to like get back into that a little bit to like put myself in the position where I can do that. And like I don't know, I can, whatever. Anyway, that's my personal problem, personal dilemma. You know what I mean? But we'll do something. Definitely, if I have a driver's license, that will help things. Vic Rowhead, what up? Yeah, I'm just chilling, guys. Like I said, I haven't streamed in a while. I gotta keep things active a little bit. Okay. There's a few reasons. There's a few reasons why I didn't stream over the last month too much. Okay. But yeah, it's all good going forward. Everything's good going forward. But I do find myself, you know what I mean, like reminiscing about good old MC Frosty times. You know what I mean? I still talk about it a lot in like personal conversations with my coworkers and stuff. I'm clearly proud of the work I've done as MC Frosty. I think there's still a little bit left in me, but like really the MC Frosty show worked best when I'm intertwining my personal life, you know what I mean, with it. You know, I mean, it was always intertwined with my personal life. The music, the content, whatever. It was always that. I can't intertwine it with my job, so I gotta wait till I fucking am off work to really give that a go. And then there's the financial aspects to think of it. So like short bursts. Or another possibility is like just 4 hours a day of banger content of live streaming. But that's not really enough. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. No, I can't afford to buy a vehicle, I don't think, okay? And I really should upgrade my living conditions. Just having my own place would benefit things. It's life, guys. It's life. These are. But it's like I said, it's much more difficult to like commit to MC Frosty without a financial safety net underneath. And committing to MC Frosty means putting more than 28 hours a week into it. So like, fuck, Last year when I was working, I didn't know that rule. So I was like waiting to be able to like fucking, go like 24/7 or whatever. But no. And I did stream quite a bit in the first like few weeks before EI, and I found out like that was too much. So it's like, fuck. Folk commit to my daughter. Okay, so even that, like, you know, like, okay, so, like, yeah, it's like committing to being a normal fucking person, you know what I mean? Which, if I do that, then that involves, you know, getting that like, really, if I want to, like, take my fatherhood as a priority, let's just say, as you're suggesting, I'm not saying I haven't thought about this. That means getting, like, a 2-bedroom place to live, a little bit more expensive, okay? And like a little bit less money to, like, live with. I'm just saying, I could get a 1-bedroom place, and like that's still better. She can still come and chill with me, you know, whatever. You know, for the nights that she stays over, you know, have like a fucking, you know, a pull-out bed or something for her at least, you know, like, whatever. I don't know, man. I don't know. But I am hanging out with her next weekend, or the weekend coming up, so it's all right. 5 amp. We'd have to do a hell of a donation goal for that, bro. You know? But renting a vehicle, that's for like a week or something, you know, I don't know exactly how much that costs. But, you know, probably $1,000 or something, or $500. This fucking squirrel's coming back, bud. Stay on path. Well, the path that I was on doesn't exist anymore. So, right now, I'm like, you know, just thinking about my path going forward. You know? Do I even want to fucking, you know, do I even want to do MC Frosty at all? Like, do I want to be do I want to live stream or whatever, you know what I mean? Or do I just want to, like, take a personal, like, ride this life out in the fucking, in the sunset or whatever, you know what I mean? No. I think I still got a little bit more in me. You know, like, I know it needs to be done to be, like, a good streamer, guys, and, like, go forward and shit. I know it needs to be done. And, you know, a lot of it is almost like trolling, you know what I mean? I am a fucking troll to a degree, you know? Like, I don't know. I have a spider on my head? Oh, Glenn. Renting is a fortune with no return. Yeah, I don't know, man. I feel like getting my own place, though, can, like, benefit me in many ways. But it reduces my expendable income. You know? And even, like, getting, like, an Airbnb or something for a month in, like, someplace else, you know, it can probably get, like, 1-bedroom, like, just for a month of the time that I'm off. So, like, you know what I mean? I'm gonna be off, like I'm gonna be off probably, like, what, October, like, I don't know, 5-6 months or something like that. 7 months. So, I don't know exactly. But, yeah, like, I can use some of those months to, like, do MC Frosty full time, potentially. I don't know. I think I gotta do it in short bursts. Like, you know? I don't know. Neo, what up? Too hot to trot. Yeah. So it's just our work chemical that we're using to spray. It doesn't work after 28 degrees Celsius. So it's been hot. We're in, like, a heat wave right now. So fucking, I'm out of town. Decide fucking come on here and stream. I haven't streamed 24 days. You know, just keep you guys updated. And, you know, where do I go? What do I do? You know, I mean, it's just where I'm at. Like, what the fuck, you know? You know what I mean? I want to have fun, but I think that's what I want to do. Is I want to have fun, you know. No, there's no per diem with this place, but I do get paid more per hour, so it kind of works out. But the main difference with this place is there hasn't been much overtime. There was almost every week I had the last year had some overtime on it, at least a little bit. So, but whatever. It's all good. Everything's cool financially. I had some expenses that I had committed myself to taking care of this summer. It was like about a month's worth. I mean, I've been, the first 3 weeks of work. I had to catch up on my bills. Like all my paychecks from that were like catching up on on the previous month or so of expenses. So that was like $2,000. Well, multiple months on my credit and shit. But anyway, and then so how long have I been working? I started in like May, so June, July, August. So yeah, like 3 months. And like almost 2 months of that pay was like stuff I was catching up on and some expenses that I took up, was taken care of. Anyway, I took my daughter on that concert and stuff too, so that was like almost a week of pay right there. So yeah, 2 months. So whatever. So now I'm saving up mostly. I can still save and live my life normally, how I normally live. I don't really have, like my food budget isn't that high. Like like whatever. I buy weed here and there, like whatever. It's not that much. Maybe like under 200 a week for sure. Maybe like 100 a week, and I can be all right. So I should be able to save some cash, and then I'll be off work for like a while. So I gotta figure out shit to do there, I'll have EI, so guaranteed income for X amount of weeks out of that. But it's kind of like I want to still like try and make more. And the only way I know how to do that is with MC Frosty, and what I'm saying is that takes a little bit of financial investment. And I haven't been doing it so much. So like if I was to do that, I'd have to really come out with a bang, you know what I mean? If I was gonna like go full blown Frosty again for a while, just to like win your viewership back, you know what I mean? Focus on myself, have fun, yeah. So yeah, just again, that costs money. That costs money to have fun. So why not stream it if I'm doing it? Alright guys, I think I'm going to end the stream. I'm pretty much just keep repeating myself. But thank you for tuning in. Nice to reconnect here for a little bit. I'll probably do some like home Tetris streams or whatever on the weekends or whatever. Hey buddy. But yeah, I mean I could go on a trip or something on a weekend or whatever. But really, I only got like 2 days max to do that. We'll see. But yeah, probably for the next little bit, home streams will be like Tetris streams. I'm doing all right at it, 75 or 7600 rating right now. But yeah, Jimmy James. What up? And yeah, guys, like I said, I've been watching Long Island Audit. I've been binge watching his content, and it's pretty cool. I like the way he audits stuff and the legal stuff he gets involved in. It's he's pretty legit, so it's not rude like to people. But yeah, check him out. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Yeah, I'll be home this weekend. I got some plans with my daughter, but maybe I'll do a Tetris stream or something. I gotta watch it with the guitar streams because I almost got striked last time I did that. But whatever. Alright guys, thanks for tuning in. MC Frosty out.